What's up, guys? We got a question about best carb sources. Now, I know you guys are confused as hell right now because you don't know if you should even be eating carbs. The war on carbs, as they say, has scared you into becoming completely disordered in your food choices. Now, this is a bad thing. This is a bad time for those of you who are trying to make gains. Intermittent fasting, keto, carnivore, you don't know what to do. So most of you are leaning into the wrong information. You're avoiding the most specific, the most efficient fuel sources to push you deeper into hitting PRs, thereby allowing your body to replicate new muscle tissue by stimulating muscle protein synthesis. You can say carbohydrates are not essential, and that is true only if you want a life of mediocrity in which you simply lay in bed and don't have enough energy to pleasure your lady. Yeah, I said it. Now, let's back up a second. A lot of people talk about the low carb lifestyle. You want to try it, go ahead and try it. There's more than enough bullshit, fake ass, low carb keto carnivore programs out there, typically fueled by individuals who are taking loads of drugs. That's the truth. Who are typically taking tons of synthetic chemicals to supplant the lack of nutrition they're receiving from their poorly devised exclusionary diets. I told you, I'm the most honest man in fitness. I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, let me break it down for a second for you. If the low-carb, keto, carnivore diets worked, I own my own publishing company. I own my own media company. Don't you think I would just start spitting out books and content of Dolce Keto, Dolce Carnivore, Dolce Fasting? Don't you think I would start spitting that content out to you as new funnels inside of our system to run parallel to everything else we're already running? Don't you think that would be my Coca-Cola, my Diet Coke, my Cherry Coke? Don't you think I would be pushing these same bullshit programs into the community if I thought they actually worked? When in fact, I know that they do not work. Specifically, the longer you are on them, the worse your results become, the more disordered your lifestyle becomes. Now, some in the fitness world, they will point to certain studies that use a niche percentage of the population that are suffering from niche issues in their life. And many say keto. Keto will cure or eliminate or alleviate the effects of epilepsy in 12-year-old boys. Okay, what does that have to do with you? Really nothing. Carnivore will say, I don't even know what carnivore says other than running around like a bunch of fucking meatheads pretending like they know something when really there's no grasp in science on the carnivore movement. It's all very it's all very drug induced. Many of the people that I know who are following, not everybody, but many of those in the carnivore community are taking a shit ton of drugs. The famous ones anyway. Now, you out there, you're probably not going to. Many in the keto community, it's funny. There's a very famous keto proponent out there right now who was keto, everything until he actually had to get in shape and lose body fat. And what he did, what he said, was he actually had to stop following the ketogenic diet because he felt like crap and he was skinny fat. He had no energy for his training and he was losing muscle tissue. It's not until he bumped his carbohydrates up over 150 grams per day did he start to lose body fat and start to regain the muscle tissue that he had lost and finally reclaim the energy he needed to push himself through his training sessions. I mean, is that not the easiest, most common sense answer? Don't take my word for it. Take the keto proponent's word for it. He actually came out and said he had to stop keto in order to get in shape. Okay, does that make sense, guys and girls? Right? I'm not selling you anything here. I'm just telling you the truth. Like many of these aren't, I'm telling you the truth. If you have a quote fitness expert that tells you you can't eat a cup of blueberries per day, which is 20 grams of carbohydrates, and it's not a carnivore, it's a plant-based food, right? So therefore, you can't be on the carnivore diet and eat blueberries. You can't be on a ketogenic diet and eat a cup of blueberries per day because that supersedes the 20 gram of carbohydrate cap. Knowing that some keto programs will suggest you eat some green vegetables. You get a little bit of veg in there just so they can say that it's not, I mean, we allow you to eat vegetables. You just can't eat 20 grams of carbohydrates worth per day. 1 cup of blueberries. My daughter, my 3-year-old daughter eats 2 cups of blueberries or fresh berries per day, right? 3-year-old, she weighs like 35 pounds. She's eating more than those individuals are eating, and I guarantee she's a hell of a lot healthier. On the ketogenic diet, you cannot eat 1 apple, 1 medium-sized apple, and 1 cup of blueberries in an entire day. You can't even eat that spread over a 48-hour period. Why is that? Because that has estimated 41 grams of carbohydrates. 1 medium apple, 21 grams of carbohydrates. 1 cup of blueberries, 20 grams of carbohydrates. On a true ketogenic diet, not the bullshit ketogenic diets that are out there, the fake, false, bullshit ketogenic diets where people tell you, no, you can follow our ketogenic diet as long as you're eating 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. Yeah, 50 sounds good. Now, you know what? Some people can actually eat 100 grams of carbohydrates per day and still be on our ketogenic diet as long as you go to my website, you download our PDF or you sign up and you buy our exogenous ketones, because guess what? You're gonna feel like shit. Therefore, you have to take these synthetic chemicals so you don't feel as bad, because you're depriving your body of the vital nutrients it needs. Yeah. That's what's going on in the fitness world, guys and girls. And to clear all the bullshit up, I'm not hating. I'm hating the fact that I can't cash in on keto, on carnivore, on intermittent fasting, on all the fucking sugar-free, sucralose, zero carbohydrate fucking protein bars and pre-workouts. I cringe when I think of my ethics and my integrity. Do you know how much money I would be making right now if I simply lent my name, if I licensed my brand to any of these companies who have solicited us to do so? Do you know how much money I would get? That's mailbox money. Those are checks that would simply show up in my mailbox if I simply said, yeah, go ahead. Use my name, take my photo, let me endorse it for you guys. Cha-ching. I can't do that because I have integrity. So what I'm gonna tell you is what actually works. What works is eating a diet of earth-grown foods. Earth-grown nutrients are the same foods that have sustained all life on this planet since the dawn of time, to be eaten as locally as possible, as organic as possible. And when I say organic, I don't mean man's definition of organic, USDA stamped organic. That's fine and dandy. When I say organic, I mean the true intention of the word organic. I want you to walk out in your backyard and pull a fish from a stream, pull an apple out of a tree, and grab a potato out of the ground. That's what I mean. Unmolested by man, untainted by man, unchemically treated by man. That's what we're trying to get through. That's my definition of organic. Actual, real food born of this planet, untampered by man. That's real food. And I'll let you open your eyes and better understand what that truly means. So we eat real food, earth-grown nutrients, which have higher nutrient density per calorie than any other food product on the planet. There's nothing like eating real food. It's not simply because of the macros, the synthetic chemical macro concoctions these companies are poisoning you with. What happens when you eat real food? There is a myriad of cofactors within that apple, within that wild-caught salmon, within that quinoa. It's the cofactors that make the macronutrients actually work. It's like the BCAA craze, branched chain amino acids that you guys are all aware of. BCAAs are bullshit. It's not those 3 basic amino acids. It's the unit of essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids all working together in the proper proportion at the proper time to enhance muscle protein synthesis. It's not simply 3 selected, isolated amino acids. That is one of the biggest scams ever perpetuated on the health and fitness industry. But again, this conversation is about carbohydrates. And I'm going to tell you what carbohydrates you should have in your house. Rice, white jasmine rice, black rice, and wild rice. Have them all in your home. Quinoa and amaranth. Have them in your home. Oatmeal and buckwheat. Have them in your home. White potatoes and sweet potatoes. Have them in your home. And then we can move forward into beans and lentils. Have them in your home in a wide variety. Go crazy. Make amazing recipes. We have over 300 recipes in the Dolce. We have actually close to 400 recipes. We have over 300 published recipes here through the Dolce Diet or Living Lean Cookbook and the online program at thedolcediet.com. Every one of these recipes has a wide variety of earth-grown nutrients that are all beneficial and healthy for you. Now, you can look at our list of world-class athletes who have got into amazing shape at very low single-digit body fat percentage for the men and very low mid-teen body fat percentage for the female, which is very lean for a lady, all while eating real food, carbohydrate-dense food, every single day, 4 to 8 times per day on an average of 6. They're not fasting, they're not dropping carbohydrates, and very rarely do we even go into a pure calorie deficit. We never create a calorie deficit from food consumption. We create our calorie deficit through exertion. I don't care who you are. No program we put out will drop you below 1,500 calories per day. We have ladies who walk around about 105 pounds. They eat 1,500 plus calories per day. We create our deficit through exertion. That's how the weight actually comes off while preserving lean muscle tissue, which is the most important part of it. So guys and girls listening, if you want to build muscle, if you want to lose body fat, if you want to improve energy, if you want to live long and healthy lives, you need to develop a healthy relationship with food. You need to eliminate the concept of disordered eating, which is so common in the health and fitness world. I mean, health, I'm going to use that term very, very, very sparingly, using it, saying it out of the side of my mouth, because it's not healthy. Most of what these fitness frauds are throwing at you is false. They don't work. It's bullshit. It's all to make money. And again, I'm going to challenge you. Go and look at your favorite fitness expert. Go and look at what they were talking about 6 months ago and 12 months ago and 24 months ago. It's crazy to see how quickly they've jumped from the zone diet to the paleo diet to the ketogenic diet to intermittent fasting. Completely different nutritional ideologies. Completely different. That's like saying you were a Muslim, you were a Christian, you were an Orthodox Jew, all in the span of 24 months. It doesn't happen. What they're doing, and this is so you know, again, the most honest man in fitness. I'm telling you the truth. I make no money off of telling you guys this. I make no money when you go out there, when you buy quinoa, when you buy blueberries, when you buy spinach. I make no money. I wish I did. But I don't. So the only thing I can do is tell you guys the truth and hope you take this information and educate yourself. Everything I say, I want you to research. Research every single thing I say, please, so you become more educated for yourself, so you can now feed yourself. I want you to know infinitely more than I do. I will teach you everything I know, and then I want you, like a good coach, but like a good student, I want you to take that and go deeper down the rabbit hole and learn more and come back to me and tell me something different, something new, something better. Improve upon the things that I'm telling you. Guys and girls, I'm telling you what works. I say it all the time. I work with the world's greatest athletes. I work with Hollywood's most influential celebrities. I work with people who have the money to work with anyone they want to work with to get the results they want to get. They bring me in, they pay me for this information because it works. So if you want to lose weight, you have to eat carbohydrates. You have to. If you want to build muscle, you have to eat carbohydrates. If you want to be happy, you have to eat carbohydrates. Now, that doesn't mean eating pizza and ice cream. Oh, no, because no processed food, no synthetic chemicals. That's a part of our ideology here at the Dolce Diet and Fitness. What I want you to do is to eat real food in wide variety based upon your activity and your background with regards to your geographic location, your cultural sensitivity. That's the way that we do it. So when you work with our team individually, when you work with myself and our team of registered dietitians, we create a very specialized menu for you based upon your background and your goals. There's no template here. There's no template here for you. Even our online program at thedolcediet.com is personalized to the best that a software program can be, better than any other on the planet. Thedolcediet.com's 4-week and 12-week online weight loss program is the most successful of any weight loss program ever devised. That's easily accessible and available for you. But you can also work with one of our registered dietitians if you need someone to help you understand exactly what to eat and how to eat and when to eat and how to meal prep, but also how to overcome some challenges you might experience in your day. But really, most of you will do great just by following our principles of eating real food in great variety, as natural and organic and local and fresh as possible. Every 2 to 4 hours based upon activity. What did you just do? What are you about to do? Are you repairing from the damage you just created, or are you pre-fueling for the exertion you're about to incur? We eat real food every 2 to 4 hours based upon activity, and we say we eat until we're satisfied, not until we're full. That ensures digestive efficiency. We're not overwhelming our digestive system. We're not over-consuming calories in any single sitting, thereby allowing our digestive system to adequately accept, break down, digest, absorb the nutrients, the high-quality nutrients from earth-grown foods we just put in. And what's the big deal knowing I can eat again in 2 hours? I can eat every 2 to 4 hours if I want to. That's why we say our athletes, our clients are eating 4 to 8 times per day, and they're in better shape than all the intermittent fasters. They're in better shape than the keto people. They're in better shape than the carnivore people. They're in better shape than the flexible dieters. They're in better shape than the macro fitters. And our clients and athletes are just simply doing what humans were meant to do. I mean, I'm taking credit here to a degree, but really it's not. All I'm doing is I'm pointing you toward the validated science that humans have proven since the dawn of time. I mean, the genesis of our species is directly related to the consumption of earth-grown nutrients local to the point of consumption. The Industrial Revolution was only 100 or so some odd years ago. Before that, people were eating real food based upon where they lived, right? That's what you should be doing. And now we have the ability to eat even greater varieties. We have greater access to real food. There's a Whole Foods 5 minutes from where I'm sitting. There's a Whole Foods pretty much 20 to 30 minutes from anywhere I am in the United States. There's Walmarts that serve that have organic foods. Amazon.com will deliver organic foods to my house, usually within 2 hours, worst case scenario within 24. So as long as you do just a touch of planning, you have no problems. Again, this video started off as a carbohydrate video. What carbohydrates should you be eating? But I had to give you context so you understand you are allowed to eat carbohydrates. In fact, you need to eat carbohydrates in order to achieve your goals, in order to properly and adequately and efficiently function in your life. Carbohydrates, glucose specifically, is the most preferred fuel source in the human body. It is not ketones. Ketones are very inefficient at fueling the human body, which is why the human body has a hack to ketones and to metabolic ketosis. It's called gluconeogenesis, in which the body will actually convert amino acids into glucose when we push it to a slightly higher level than the ketones themselves can fuel, and that's a very low threshold. If you know anybody in ketosis, ask them to go sprint for you, ask them to do some HIIT with you, ask them to go and bang around some weights with you, ask them to go wrestle with you, ask them to go rock climbing with you. Well, be careful, you have to be experienced rock climber. Ask them to go hiking with you. Watch how fast they bonk out. I don't care if they're lean, that's fine. Ask them how much muscle tissue they've broken down. That's the truth. That's the truth of it. That's the truth. Do your own research and figure it out on your own, guys and girls. All I'm saying is get rid of the disordered eating programs and really start eating real food. And I forgot to mention fruit. Blueberries and strawberries and blackberries and pomegranates and apples and red grapes and raisins and kiwi and avocado and pineapple. There's so many amazing, healthy, beneficial fruits out there that are banned by these exclusionary meal plans. Why is that? Does that make sense to you? Why can you eat a bag of pork rinds, a stick of butter, a block of cheese, and a pound of pork bacon, but you cannot have a cup of blueberries? Think about that. Does that make sense to any of you? That right there should show you that these programs, they're bunk. They're highly flawed. Will you have some short-term benefit to that with regards to weight loss? Yeah, most people have short-term benefit anytime they change anything about their diet, as long as they're not going into a caloric surplus from where they started. Any sort of dietary change usually leads into a short-term net weight loss. But then what happens? The system typically crashes. Many of these disordered programs, you fall into a spiral of micronutrient, phytonutrient deficiency, even macronutrient deficiency. Your training starts to suffer, your cognitive output starts to suffer, interpersonal relationships start to suffer, your work performance starts to suffer, your mood, irritability, all these things start to go down. And these are the metrics we focus on. So guys and girls, this is the information I am sharing with you. I hope it is helpful. Please do your own research once again. Don't just blindly follow what I say. Don't blindly follow what all these other people say. Do your own research, and does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does the science check out? That's what you need to be doing. That's my job. My job is to educate you, to inspire you, and to entertain you to the degree that I have to get you to listen, to get one of these little kernels of truth to get out there and help you start moving forward. I hope this was a good video. I hope it was useful. I hope you like this new format, and keep the questions coming in. If you have questions, you want your questions answered, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on notifications, and we will be coming back soon. Boom.